Hello and a very warm welcome to this second video now in a row. Yes, I'm somewhat back in producing video material again. Um, yeah, the conversations we had, or I had with friends and my girlfriend as well, about this particular card. Uh, Nobody was happy with me having that in the deck. So at the moment, I gave in, and that's the equipment suite I use, or the weapon suite I use. Now, what brought me to the conclusion, I did quite argue for, or put in some arguments for Mark of the Huntsman because of the +1, and you flick it anyway, and so on. Which, yes, is true, but there are certain situations where it's just better to have a second Hunter's Glaive. Um, I learned that in the last times when I did that testing, that I tried out Hunter's Glaive in some situations. I was like, oh yeah, this is now a lot better than what I used to have beforehand. Now, to my arguments now, why I switched to Hunter's Glaive. This sounds like a very ridiculous situation now. Me being the little toddler, now I want to do it that way, whilst everybody else found out the other way is better already. Um, yeah, but to say why two Hunter's Claves are actually better than one, and what brought me to the conclusion is this thing here. So we do have the matchup, or the positive heroes from the calling in Singapore with Ira Scarlet Revenger. We have a hero that has a one block in the equipment, so they can one time just chuck the equipment. And if I attack with Mark of the Huntsman, same with Gravy Bones, even to one block equipment. One of them even has Battle Worn, so that won't work. Auxilio as well, just chuck in Battle Worn equipment, and that's fine. Arachne obviously as well. With the all, they have to use the two block equipment to block Hunter's Glaive the first time, and after that they have to use two equipments to block it, so it makes Hunter's Glaive a lot more efficient. Florian as well, Fang has a lot of one blocks. The Mark of the Huntsman will probably never hit against him. So, same problems with Victor, Xai. Katsu also has a one block, the Shayo has one blocks. So like you can see, all the positive standing heroes have one block equipment, which sadly is not really good if you have Mark of the Huntsman without the opponent being marked. So you just attack with one and they can just prevent the mark completely. So that's what I came to the conclusion in the last few times testing. Also, to retrieve this is way more efficient than retrieve Mark of the Huntsman, because then you have a second time where you can use the good dagger. Um, in hindsight, I have to say it does feel like I was being a bit silly about that whole situation. But in all honesty, yeah, it doesn't make a huge difference. It's a slight difference that you might be able to get some more marks out, but yeah, it feels more fleshed out, especially the if you start, they can't just chuck in equipment, or if it's your turn one, if you go second, they can't just chuck in an equipment to prevent the mark from happening. They have to think about blocking with cards, and I think that's the biggest difference you can actually make here. I do not play three of them so far, and I also don't play Mark of the Huntsman and the two. I just play the two Hunter's Glaives as the weapons, and so far I have to say I do have quite good experiences in that. And yeah, so much about the choice to go back to two Hunter's Glaives instead of having a Mark of the Huntsman in there. Both have their upsides, but I have to say in the current meta, most of the top decks, if not all of the top decks, have the possibility to use equipments for Mark of the Huntsman, but don't have the possibility to use equipments for Hunter's Glaive. So that makes it just strictly better. Well, thank you very much for listening to this, and yeah, this is a bit of a shorter video than last time. Um, I will keep you updated in with the next feedbacks that you gave me, maybe other cards to test for the matchup for this deck, and I do want to try to find a Jarl list that I can actually play into Gravy. I'm still struggling with that, but that's what I want to do, like in the near future. Well, then, see you next time.